Hey, it's George again. Welcome to another free training video. In this video I'm going to tell you a bit more about what Google sniping actually is, show you some really powerful proof of just how effective it can be. I'm going to show you that in a second, and I'm going to share some of my biggest, although simple, search engine optimization secrets with you. Okay, so before we go, I'm just do a little recap. In the last video I kind of introduced the system to you, okay, and just as a reminder, what Google sniping is you're going to be creating these 1 or 2 pages, these tiny little sites that absolutely dominate the search engines without any link building whatsoever. Okay, so you're still going to get all the benefits of SEO, that being, you know, traffic for free traffic, really highly targeted traffic, the most targeted traffic on the internet really, and you're also going to get that autopilot income as well, because once you're ranking in the search engine, you know, you're going to stay up there forever and get that traffic and those sales forever without any further input from you. The one problem with SEO was that basically, you know, that it takes ages to build links, and in Google Sniper we eliminate that because we do such a good job of finding keywords and the on-page optimization parts that really we don't need to do any link building. Okay. So basically, Google Sniper eliminates no doubt the toughest part of SEO, which is building links. Now, before we go any further, I want to show you a really big example of just how powerful this can be. Okay, so we're in the Google keyword tool here, and what we're going to do is, if hopefully you're familiar with this tool, it's when you do searches for keywords, both to find new keywords, get new keywords get new keyword ideas, and also to check, you know, the search volume for different keywords. Okay, so we're going to type in our keyword here, and the site I'm actually going to show you is a site that has been up for ages. This has been up here for well over a year now, and has been you know, consistently in the top 3 results. Okay, so it's a perfect example of exactly what I'm teaching you here. It's got all the elements. And when we see the site, I think you're really going to be shocked. Okay, so vintage electric guitar. You can see the search volume in August was 5,400 searches. I mean, that's all right. That's pretty damn good. It's certainly not as impressive as it normally is. It's normally around 14,000, close to 15,000 searches a month. Now that is a lot of searches, especially when you consider that if I ever saw one, was a buying keyword. Okay, so we're going to talk about this more in a minute, but really you're looking for keywords where the visitors are going to translate into money. There's no point ranking for a keyword where you're going to get, you know, 10,000 visitors and all they're interested in is, you know, playing some free games on the internet. Okay, you want buying visitors, and that's exactly what this keyword is. You know, how hard would it be to set up a quick review site which I'll tell you how to do in Google Sniper, by the way, you know, promoting a vintage electric guitar and saying, hey, you know, I used to play vintage electric guitars, here's my favorite one. You know, it would be so easy. Okay, and look how many searches to get. This site alone could be making you, you know, $2,000 a month or more. Okay, so now I've shown you the search volume, let me show you the site. Okay, and bear in mind that this site has been up for a long time. Okay, it has literally been here for well over a year. Okay, now you can see I've been on some of them already preparing for this video, and you can see at number 3, okay, the site I'm talking about. Now watch this, and this has been here for years. Bam, check this out, a completely blank WordPress blog. Okay, now why is this such a good example of what I'm trying to teach you here? Well, because you can see that on autopilot, taking literally, this site must have taken 10 minutes to set up. It's ranking number 3 on Google. It was actually number 2 yesterday when I planned this video. It's number 3 now. You know, it fluctuates in the top 3. It's been there for years, and the guy did 10 minutes work. And think about how much traffic it's getting. Now this isn't my site. If it were my site, you know, I would have monetized it and created some review copy and stuff like that, like I told you earlier. I don't know who this site belongs to. I mean, the guy should certainly do something with it, but he's not. I don't actually have the Alexa ranking here in Google Chrome, but if you check out this website in Alexa, I believe, you know, it's ranked something like 700,000 on Alexa. Okay, this site is getting a ton of traffic, and how simple was this? Do you think you could set one of these sites up? Do you think you could set up a blank WordPress blog that just had the keyword and a few secret places, and you could find the keywords like vintage electric guitars? Do you think you could do that? Of course you could. Anyone could. That's the beauty of Google Sniper. It's so simple but so powerful. Okay, so 15,000 free visitors a month, all looking to buy to a site that took, you know, a couple of minutes. That really is the power of Google Sniper. Okay, and now obviously this is an extreme example, and we won't actually just be creating blank WordPress blogs. Okay, this is just an example to prove to you that targeting a single keyword with a very small but very closely optimized site works absolutely wonders. Because in Google Sniper, what we do is we target one keyword. We don't target, you know, hundreds like we would if we were creating, you know, a 200-page SEO site. We create a one-page site about one keyword, and we have that keyword everywhere. Okay. Essentially, we shove so much of the same keyword and the LSI keywords. Don't worry if you don't know what they are, we're going to talk about that in a second. We shove so many of the main keyword and the LSI keyword down Google's throat that they have no choice but to rank us. Okay. Now, let's talk about the actual Google Sniper search engine process, how we actually rank. Okay. So, the whole process of ranking, you know, with these sites that run on autopilot starts, of course, with finding the keywords. Okay, now we already discussed this slightly. If we head back over here, now what you want is you want a keyword that's obviously related to buying, because like I already said, you don't want, you know, a bunch of crappy visitors that aren't going to buy anything. You do want to make money from the site. Now we're going to cover this a lot more in the next video, which is called the secrets of a 20% conversion rate, and that's actually going to be a preview because that video is actually part of Google Sniper. Okay, so we'll talk more about that then, but just bear in mind that you want your keyword obviously to be related to buying something, and you're going to make more money. You're going to get more dollar value per visitor that you receive. Okay, the next thing is the actual competition of the keyword, the search engine competition. Okay, now probably the best way to explain this, the loosest and really stupidest example, but you know it explains it quite well, is that let's say you were doing a sprint. Okay, now you're having a race against either Michael Johnson, who's, you know, one of the fastest sprinters ever, or, you know, a guy from your local athletics club. Who are you, you know, in which scenario are you going to be more likely to come first? Obviously, and you know, versus the guy at your local athletics club. Okay, so basically, you know, the less competition there is, the more likely you're going to come first, just like in that sprint, which is, you know, a terrible example, I know, but you get the picture. It's the same with search engine optimization. The less competition there is for your keyword, the less amount of people that have websites targeting that keyword as well, the more likely you're going to rank, because that's the only factor in ranking in the search engines. If you have no competition, you create the worst site in the world and you'd be number one. Okay, that is all it's about, is outranking other people. It's about beating other people, essentially. Okay, so let's take a really general keyword, football. Okay, now to get the actual competition, what we first do is a sniff test. Okay, and then we go into a bit more detail in Google Sniper. Okay, so the first test that we do is we put the keyword in quotes, and what this does is this gives us the exact number of competitors. Okay, this gives us the number of websites that actually have are directly trying to rank for that word. Now it's not exact, but it's pretty damn good. It's a lot better than just typing it in without the quotes. Okay, so football, one of the most general keywords on the internet, is has a lot of competition. Okay, that's 325 million pages trying to rank for football. Okay, so obviously we're not going to be targeting anything like that. This is the number you want to be looking at. Okay, we're targeting sites that preferably have a lower competition number than 10,000. Okay, so now if we type in something, you know, a bit more targeted, I know, football training boots, okay, bam, you can see that. Okay, it results 1 to 10 of about 4,000. Now that exactly meets the sniper criteria. Now I'm quite surprised at that, actually. I haven't done this search before. I was expecting that to be a lot more competitors than that, but that appears that would be an excellent keyword to rank for. Just 4,000 competitors. So you can see we've gone down from 350 million to 4,000. Okay. Now the next stage would be, once we've met the sniff test over here, would be, of course, doing a search for it this way without the quotes. Okay, you can see that number's vastly gone up, but don't worry about the number when you do the keyword without the quotes. Now what we need to look at is the actual quality of the first page of results. Now this is quite complicated, and you know, I'm not really going to go over it too much here, but in Google Sniper we spend a ton of time on assessing SEO competition, because obviously before you build your site you want to know if you're going to be able to rank or not. And as far as I know, you know, I've bought a lot of courses myself, a lot of search engine optimization courses specifically as well, and I don't know of any guy that goes into as much detail on this than Google Sniper. So you're going to pretty much know exactly when you're done with the course whether or not you'll be able to rank or not, just by checking the keyword here. Okay, so you're going to be able to see, you're going to think to yourself, oh yes, I couldn't rank for football training boots, or I could, before you've even built the site, so you know pretty much if you're going to make money or not. Okay, but like I said, it's quite detailed and we're not going to go into it here, but what you need to look out for basically are big authority sites, the page rank of the sites, so you can see that up here, the Alexa ranking of the sites, the number of backlinks to the sites, everything. Okay, there's a lot of detail, and some sites you want to look out for that you can never outrank. Just really quickly, stuff like, if you're seeing, you know, Wikipedia, About, WikiHow, government websites, big news websites, big sports websites. They're the kind of stuff that, to be honest, you're never going to outrank. What you need to be looking for is, you need to be looking for articles, easy articles, Yahoo Answers, that kind of stuff, and really individual niche sites that people have created. And of course, another great way to find out if you're going to rank or not is if you see other sniper sites. If you see another sniper site in there, you know that you're probably going to be able to beat them. So what exactly do I mean by a sniper site? Well, now what I want to do is I want to just give you some of my biggest search engine optimization secrets. Okay, my biggest secrets to actually ranking really easily in the search engines, and some of these might surprise you, but I'm going to go ahead and give them to you anyway, just completely free. Okay. Oh, there's one last thing that I wanted to mention. Obviously, you want your keyword to have a good number of searches. Okay, so if we right click and click copy. Now I talk about actual figures in Google Sniper. You have actual specific measurements that you can follow as to whether you'll rank and to whether you should go after the keyword or not. Okay. Now what we can see here is that football training boots, although it sounds like a fairly common keyword that someone might search for, it's not. It gets 91 searches a month, maybe, and there's not even enough data in all. Okay, so this would be a terrible keyword to actually go after. Now obviously the more searches you get, the more money you're essentially going to make. Now that's quite loose. Obviously it depends on you know, how related the keyword is to buying and many other factors, but essentially more searches the better. Just want to mention that quickly. And also I want to mention that while I'm going to show you the free way, that is to say the way of using Google, I'm also in Google Sniper going to show you some software which I use every day in my business, which is just going to keep finding these sort of gold mine keywords an absolute breeze. Just like vintage electric guitar, which was obviously a bit of a gold mine of a keyword if a guy's ranking with a blank WordPress blog. Okay, would you like to find a keyword like that? Yes, I'm going to show you the exact software which is just going to make it a snap to find these keywords. Literally, you're going to have more keywords than you know what to do with. Okay, so now I want to give you some of my SEO secrets. Now if we head back to vintage electric guitar, because that's quite appropriate. Okay, so in Google Sniper we focus on on-page optimization. Now remember that there are two types of SEO. There's off-page which is building links, and then there's on page, which is, you know, the stuff that you actually do on your website. Okay, now my first biggest secret, and this is going to be super simple, is to have the entire keyword in the domain name. The entire keyword. I wouldn't even, if I couldn't get a domain name, if I can get a .org, a .com, or a .net with the keyword, I would not even build the sniper site, because that is so crucial to the success. People dismiss domain names as not being important, but they completely are. They completely are. Okay, so that is my first biggest tip. We always have the keyword in the domain name. My next one is, of course, the page title. Okay, which is just the keyword and then followed by something else in Google Sniper. He's just got the keyword. Okay, you can see that here too. So, and this brings us into the next one actually. We use WordPress. WordPress ranks like crazy. And I have no idea. And here's a really good example of it. I have no idea why WordPress ranks so well. It just does. Okay, I used to use Xsite Pro, but now I use WordPress. The other reason I'm going to teach you how to use WordPress in Google Sniper is because it's so easy to use. You don't need to have any HTML knowledge, and it's completely free as well. WordPress is completely free, and in Google Sniper, like I say, I show you every single thing about the system. I show you every little step. I haven't seen any other course that's in this much detail, and I'm going to show you how to use exactly how to use WordPress, how to install it, and how to do some advanced stuff as well. So basically, you're going to watch me pretty much build a site from scratch in the training. Okay. So you want to have a keyword in the domain name, you want to have in the page title, and basically you want to have it everywhere. Now on this site, I can't really show you, but if I actually show you one of my websites, another one of my websites here, it's probably a better example. Okay, math pickup line, it's quite an odd keyword, I think you'll find, but this site has been getting a ton of visitors. I think it's somewhere between 1,000 and 2,000 visitors a month, been bringing me sales for a long time. I think this site's been up for around 10 months to a year now. Okay, you can see it's ranked number 3, it sort of fluctuates in the top 3 once again, and here is the site. Okay, so you can see the keyword in the page title up here. Okay, you can see it in the domain, and you can also see it here in the post titles, and you can see it peppered throughout the whole thing here. Okay, now this is the size of the site. You see how small it is. I'm going to teach you exactly how to do all this, how to write every post and stuff. But anyway, we'll talk about that in the conversion video. Back to the SEO stuff. Now, probably my biggest sort of ninja secret is something called LSI. And to explain LSI, what I'm going to do, and this is going to be quite controversial, I guess, is I'm actually going to open up a large portion of Google Sniper, which is the manual, and just read it to you, because it is explained so well in the course, and it's hard to explain it any other way, because latent semantic indexing, it's called, it's an SEO term. It's quite complicated, but it's not really if you explain it right. Okay, so let me just open up the actual Google Sniper core. Okay, so just so you know, Google Sniper comes in a manual and a bunch of videos as well. Okay, we're actually in the manual now, and this part is called keyword variances and LSI. It's a short section, but a crucial one nonetheless. Okay, so I'm just going to read it to you because it's explained extremely well. So way back when internet marketing was in its infancy, a long time before I was a marketer, as you guys know, I only started last January, I'm told that ranking in the search engines was as easy as spamming a single word throughout your site. So whatever your keywords were, whatever your thoughts are on that, one thing's for sure, it's certainly not a viable strategy today. Spamming a single keyword, so if we were to just put vintage electric guitar 1,000,000 times on the site, is not going to get you a good position on Google. Now, because Google's changed the way that it's ranked pages. Now, I'm assuming they did that because the user experience of the search was suffering, as a result from crappy, unhelpful affiliate websites dominating the rankings because it was so easy to rank. Okay, so in today's competitive climate, Google also places a huge emphasis on synonyms. Okay, and these are keywords. These are the LSI keywords. These are keywords that Google thinks are related to your main keyword in question. Remember, we're targeting just one keyword. Okay, So essentially, Google looks at all of the keywords on your site, pairs each keyword up with similar keywords to develop what we'll call them clusters of keywords. Then it uses the biggest cluster of keywords to help determine the topic or main keyword of your site. Okay, now if I'm going a bit fast here, feel free to watch this video again, it'll all make a lot more sense. Okay, so for example, if your site was about get a six-pack fast, you would want a lot of keywords that related to getting a six-pack fast. Okay, so it's pretty simple, you just want related keywords. Okay, and you want them related to your main keyword. Now obviously these clusters aren't the only factor in determining your site's topic or what Google thinks your site's topic is and therefore ranks you according to that, but getting this part plays a big role in the overall effectiveness of your on-page optimization. Now what I've just given you is probably the most unscientific explanation of what's really going on I've ever written or seen for that matter, but essentially it is what happens. And more importantly, we don't need to understand the science behind latent semantic indexing, we just need to know that it works, okay, and that you need to do it if you want to rank really well, okay, really easily. Okay, so just to quickly recap, we use the LSI or highly related keywords to kind of bring out our main keyword and make it stand out more and make Google believe that our site is closely related to that keyword and therefore rank us. Okay, now if you thought the smartest way to force Google to give you a high ranking was by stuffing the main keyword, you'd be wrong. The smartest and most effective way that I teach is by stuffing these LSI keywords. So you're essentially stuffing, but it's not obvious. Google doesn't really realize it. Now, I'm using the term stuffing loosely. We're not going to be literally spamming them. Okay. Now, yeah, essentially, so the LSI keywords are backing up your main keyword and making it stand out more. Okay, so how do we actually do it? Well, first of all, we've got to find out what the LSI keywords are, and obviously you can take a pretty good guess at what they're going to be, and you're probably going to be in your in your site without you even realizing it anyway. So if you're talking about football, you're probably going to mention stuff like goal, or if you're over in the US, maybe not goal, maybe American football terms. Okay. Soccer over here for the UK guys. So why then do so many SEO marketers go to all the trouble of looking for the most highly weighted LSI keywords? Okay, why don't they just guess? Why don't they just think, let's say you chose the weight loss niche, why don't they just think, lose weight, I'm fat, exercise, why don't they just guess and choose those? Well, because they want to find the most related keywords, but that's not necessarily true. What they want to do is they want to find the keywords that Google believes are the most related, okay, and therefore give your ranking the biggest boost. Okay, now if you do a search on Google, you'll find hundreds of crazy different methods that SEO marketers have created to find them, and I have no idea why, because it couldn't be simpler to find out what the most important LSI keywords, and all you have to do is go to the very company you're trying to impress and see what they think they are. And Google's more than happy to tell us, in order of importance, exactly what the LSI keywords are for any given root keyword. Now this is really ninja stuff. I mean, think about it, you can just go to Google and ask them, which are the keywords that you think are most highly related to this keyword and that I should put on my website. Okay, so it's really easy to do, and I'm going to show you how to do it right now. Okay, so let's take I tell you what, let's take dog training as our example. Get keyword ideas. Okie dokie. Okay, so first up you've got dog training, obviously, and then you've got the LSI keywords, because check this out, keywords related to the term entered, related LSI, sorted by relevance. Look at that. These are the keywords that Google thinks are most related to this keyword. So after dogs training, Okay, not dog training. Okay, so the first one would be dogs training. Then it would be dog training course, boxer dog training. These are the keywords that you should stick on your site if you want to rank for dog training. These are your LSI keywords, okay? Look how cool that is. So easy to find out. And then, if we scroll down to additional keywords to consider, these are also your LSI keywords. Okay, so dog train, dog obedience. And what we usually do is we usually take a handful of each of them and sprinkle them throughout the site, okay? I'll go into more detail about how you sprinkle them and the densities and stuff like that in actual Google Sniper itself, okay? But check that out, how easy it is to find those LSI keywords, and these will give your rankings, your site, a massive boost in the rankings. Okay, now just before we finish up, because this video is getting kind of long now, what I want to show you is how powerful these LSI keywords are, because they have a second purpose. Okay, they're not just to help you rank higher for your main keyword. Okay, they actually bring in a whole load of traffic themselves, and what I've got here, okay, is an actual example to show that to you. Okay, so this is a screenshot from my AW stats for one of my websites, a different website, one I haven't shown you yet, and we can see AW Stats is a tracking program, by the way. It's going to show me which keywords people found my site with. Okay, now the main keyword for this site was Mage Leveling Guide. Okay, so that is my main keyword. That is the only keyword I'm targeting. All the others are LSI keywords, are just random keywords that people have picked up. Okay, now as you can see, it only accounts for 17.7% of my visitors, and this is just in February. Okay, this is just in February of 2009 when the screenshot was taken, and over 1,306 different keywords were used to find my site. So that is the other purpose of the LSI keywords. That's the hidden benefit, is you're going to increase the number of other keyword phrases that people use to find your site, and it will be a ton. Okay, so while you're going to get a ton of traffic from your main keyword, what we're obviously mainly targeting, you're going to get a ton of traffic from other keywords that you never even thought of. Okay, and the LSI keywords are going to give you a massive boost to that, so definitely include them in any Google Sniper sites you build, or any sites you build for that matter, because they really are extremely powerful. Okay, so in this video we've looked at the whole SEO part of the sniping process. I've explained to you a bit more about what it is, and I've also shown you that vintage electric guitar example, which hopefully you found cool. I mean, I think it's certainly interesting how a blank WordPress blog's been up there for a year and getting, 10,000 highly targeted visitors for a month. You don't see that every day. And in the next video, okay, it's going to be out in a couple of days' time again, I'm going to be showing you the conversion side. Now, this is actually going to be a video from inside the Google Snipers members area. Okay, I'm just going to, so you can get a kind of preview of the sort of quality that we're talking about here. Now, from this video, you've probably realized that it's no secret that yes, I am planning to release something. Okay, I am planning to release a product called Google Sniper, teaching this entire system in its entirety. Now, I did an early release of this, and it has created over a dozen full-time internet marketers, many of whom were newbies. Okay, and I've sent this course, many of the biggest names in internet marketing have seen it, and they just can't believe it. Okay, I've never done a launch before, as I've already explained, but they're all hopping on board to help me promote it because they know that it's such a great product. Okay, so yes, I am planning to release something. It's coming on October the 15th. It's not going to be extremely expensive, don't worry about that. I'm not really in this for the money. I know everyone says that, but it's very much about just getting this system into as many people's hands as possible and seeing what they do with it. The results have been incredible so far. Okay, there's one guy who's even now got more sites than me. He's like overtaken the master. But anyway, okay. So in the next video, we're going to look at how I get 20% conversions, up to 20% conversions out of these sites. That means that 1 in 5 people that click my affiliate link go on to buy the product at the ClickBank sales page. Now, I think you'll agree that that's a pretty cool statistic. The average on the internet is maybe a 1% conversion, and some of my sites achieve 20%. So the pre-selling tactics that I'm going to reveal to you in the next video are really going to be something special, and that's a key part of making as much money as possible as you can out of your sniper sites and anything that you do online. Whatever you do online, I think you're really going to be impressed by the next video. So thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you soon. And once again, really help me get the word out about this system. If you like this video, there's a retweet link just above this one again. So thanks a lot for watching, and I'll speak to you soon.